morning, YouTube. Tina and I are here today, Thursday morning. I'm actually flying out to ASD to go see Tina tonight. It's the 23rd Thursday in February, so we're super excited about ASD. But we wanted to do a video together. I keep coming across, this is not anything new. If you are in any sort of Facebook groups or talking to other resellers, one of the common questions, and friends and family too, is how much do you make on Amazon FBA? If I'm starting, how much capital should I start with? When can I start expecting profits? What profit margin? Everybody wants to know about the money. And that's true. I mean, it's an important part of our business. So Tina and I are here today. I went through two major Facebook groups and pulled the answers to this question. And I don't remember how many slides I did, but quite a few. So we're going to go through and we're going to read you some of those answers. I'm going to tell you where we pulled from. So if you want to go join those groups, I highly recommend going and joining those groups. And I did not put anybody's private information here. So, this is just take everything with a grain of salt. Everybody's business runs different, and we're going to give you a bunch of different answers here. So the first group that I pulled from, let me put our faces like that for a minute, is Hustle Buddies, probably my number one go-to Facebook group for Amazon, next to the ASG one, that's the legal stuff. This is where I go to for a lot of questions and answers. What is great is you can go to these groups and go to the search button before you post the question. Most of the time it's been answered. So go and see what the previous answers were to see if you've been already answered 50 times before making a new post. The other one that I absolutely love is FBA Today. Each of these groups has over 50. They have over 60. This has 56,000 members. So over 100,000 people, probably a lot overlap though. I imagine a lot of people are in the same group, but you're shooting your question out to 50,000 people. So you're going to get answers. You may not like the answers, but you will get answers. So the common question was, how much money do you make, or how much money should I start with? So I will go with this slide, and then Tina and I are going to bounce back and forth and just sharing their answers and if we have any opinions to match with it. So first answer here, 100,000 in gross sales, maybe 30,000 spent, 10 to 15,000 in profits or so. I spend less than 3 hours sourcing. I just buy a lot when I finally do. I did 500,000 in sales last year and I made 75,000 profit, give or take. I don't have anything to say other than awesome. I would love to be at that amount, but sadly, my numbers are not quite that lovely, but I think that is a really good, I think they're doing really good. And we got to remember that not everybody is going to post the truth on social media. I don't know if you know this, Tina, but you can post whatever you want. So, I mean, I could put on there, I make $3 million a year, and you got to take it with a grain of salt here. So the next one is,
It was slow starting for me. I made money, but not a lot for the first few months. As time goes, you gain more experience and things get better. I know that's a general statement, but things will start to snowball as time goes. Experience and money will compound. And I think that this is a very accurate statement as well. It's slow starting for a lot of people because, well, you've never done this before. So it's going to be slow. And it's going to be slow as you're starting to learn and scan and getting ungated and what can I sell. There's a lot to learn. So don't beat yourself up when you're new.
exactly. All right. After 100,000 in sales, my net profit was 22,000. I work full time and look for ASINs that are higher ranked with fewer sellers that bring higher profit. So that's an interesting strategy. I tend to go for things around the $15 range. They're going for higher rank, higher profit. So if your inventory is all higher end tennis shoes, that's going to be a lot different of a model than somebody that does wholesale and sells tons of things in the $10 to $15 range.
Mhm. going on to year 3 and haven't paid ourselves. We started with little capital and have turned all profit into more purchasing power. The benefit is now we have a strong purchasing power. But yes, I have friends and family that have thought about doing this, and I always tell them it takes a while to make money and you have to do a significant amount in sales. This person who posted could have been me because this was my story. I did not pay myself either for a few years, and I rolled over all of my Amazon payouts back into buying things. But I was somebody who started off with little capital. I didn't take a big loan, and I wasn't somebody who had a lot of money in the bank to start a business. And this is a great business model as well. The beauty of Amazon is that there's not one size fits all. You can go down many avenues of how you start your business and what kind of things you buy. There's not one right way.
It's almost a benefit that it starts slow. It's a capital game and gain. It's a capital game, and you need to learn to make the right purchasing decisions, or you can really lose your butt. Once you hit a certain place, you almost don't have enough time to buy all the profitable things. It does scale, and then you outsource the things that are taking your time. I highly suggest you find mentors who can help you as a new seller. I don't have much to say that hasn't been said already.
Amazon is a long term gain. You'll never make fast money. It's the same things as building a business from the ground up in any other sector. Don't expect to make money or pay yourself the first year.
I'm just trying to look at the small amount I've sold on a larger scale, and it seems like between all the Amazon fees and trying to match lower prices, that it's very little profit. Yes, if I keep pumping money in, more will come out, but that's my money that I pumped in. So say 15,000 profit per year for 100,000 in sales is a lot of work for not a lot of money. Trying to understand how you could ever make a ton of money at that rate. Absolutely. I mean,
Yep.
that is definitely a reality as well, that you could be working your butt off and not make it. There's very many people who exit this game because they can't get the numbers to work for many different reasons.
Mhm. I'm going to disagree and say if someone doesn't make money for an entire year of actually doing this with any regularity, something is really off. You should be making money early on. You just should be making more money as you improve. I don't necessarily agree with this statement, but this is from their perspective.
We got to keep in mind that I have seen people who have some interesting business models that are not something that is good for long term. But
Mhm.
our pre-tax net profit is usually on the 14 to 17% range. I wouldn't expect to maximize profits your first few months. You are still learning. In theory, your margins should improve as you grow until scale becomes an issue. Stay patient. I think this is pretty realistic.
It is.
14 to 17% is a good profit range.
For the first 2 years, I made no money and was working nonstop. Now, on to year 4, I'm easily profiting 35,000 to 50,000 a month with 230 a month in revenue. Purchasing power is where it's at. Be broke now so you can make more later. This is a person with a big
Yeah.
account, and either high profit items or a lot of inventory. So I believe they worked their butt off nonstop.
Christopher Grant is somebody who I admire and is in the community, and I have not physically met or shook hands with yet. But one of these days, he's on my list to watch out for. I don't know if he'll be at ASD, but he offers some amazing advice. Same with the guy at Hustle Buddies. So when you see them post, go ahead and pay attention to what they're saying. They know what they're talking about. So that I didn't mind putting his name on here and or plugging his channels and content. Find out where 80% of your profits are coming from. It's likely 20% of your input. Do more of that. Try to do less of the stuff that isn't driving profits. It's overly simplistic, but it works. And I've got 2 slides from him. This one says, no one can tell you how much profit you should make per month. That would, one, be irresponsible of somebody to say, and 2, has too many factors to be able to figure that out for you. And 3, depends on starting capital, current
Mhm.
connections you may be able to leverage and do more. I do like where your head is starting over multiple products. Never a bad idea to spread the risk out. And that's in response to somebody saying they were going to start with X amount of dollars and spread it over 10 products. And I think that is always a good suggestion. Spread your risk out. You don't want to put all your eggs into one bucket.
I've met
And
Christopher Grant before. I was at a party with him out here in Vegas. Very nice man.
oh, lucky you. I will keep my eyes peeled. So I do like his advice here, and I'm not sure if irresponsible is the word that I would say. Is that you dinging or is it me?
I'm not dinging. I'm a dingaling, but I'm not a dinging.
I don't know how to not ding. So apologies if you guys hear that.
I
I
don't
don't know
hear it.
if it's necessarily irresponsible. Everybody wants advice on how much to start with and how what to realistically expect. You might be leaving your current job, and if you make, if you're a brain surgeon and you're making $1 bajillion a year and you're wanting to do this, maybe it's going to be a step down. Whereas if you're flipping burgers and you hate your life, then it might be it might be just a step up. So depending on where you're at, it will be different answers.
Yeah.
So I agree that there's too many factors. It depends
Mhm.
on your starting capital. It depends on your connections, and nobody's ever going to be able to give you an answer. That's why we're giving you 30 different conflicting answers.
Because it's not one size fits all.
Exactly.
So, one, you're going to select a product, and this can be studied at Helium 10, and it's important to choose a profitable product. So, there are other softwares besides Helium 10. You can use Keepa, and Lucy and I have lots of live videos on this topic. Two is contact suppliers with guaranteed quality because quality matters. It is best to choose a middleman who can check the quality for you. For the first start, I suggest you start with 1,000 pieces. Now, that's a lot. I don't start with that much. So, this is somebody else's experience. Three, if you're starting out for the first time, it is recommended to start with 5 products. Four, it is recommended that you import from China. I'm assuming this is for private label, this topic
Wholesale.
right here.
Mhm.
Be sure to look for suppliers with guaranteed quality and then pay on Alibaba. Price and quality are guaranteed. So this slide is actually more for trying to do private label from Alibaba. So I do want to backstep here a bit on this topic where it has to contact suppliers with guaranteed quality. When you are shopping on the Alibaba website, there are selections that you can make for verified factories and so on. This is a deep topic, so I'm not going to get deep into that. And that's why they are suggesting 1,000 pieces, because in order for you to get a better price, you usually have to make a lot of or order a bigger amount. So, with that being said, if you are someone who is looking to do private label as getting your inventory, you really, really, really have to study before finally making the decision on an item that you're going to be willing to go in 500 to 1,000 pieces on. So, there's that.
It's a dicey question to answer. What I can suggest is to focus on using US suppliers. Personally, I wouldn't look at imports unless I knew I was buying directly from the brand itself and they could give me assurance of a safe delivery and that I would be getting products at a competitive price. Keep in mind, though, that those options require committing to spending over 50,000 at a time. I am not sure about the 50,000. I do deals all the time that are less than 50,000. I do like focusing on US suppliers currently with current situations, but that doesn't mean that the other is wrong either. So,
Best advice I can give you regarding FBA is don't anticipate a steady income. Even if you're making a lot of money, know that there will always be a lag in cash flow due to things like lost products, returns, and other issues that will delay your profits. It's better to set your goals with a longer perspective. Instead of saying, how much to make 2K a month? Think more like how much to make 6K a quarter. To answer your question, I think 5 to 10K is a good starting place for you.
8 to 10K budget is enough for wholesale.
Oh, yes.
That is more than enough. I would say you could start with smaller amount, but that's
Look,
somebody's
you can
answer.
start with 150 or $200. I say that from experience. If you go with the online arbitrage integrated with FBA, there should be 2,000 plus margin with 15,000 of seed money. So this is this person's 2 cents on that. I don't think you need 15,000 of seed money. I can tell you I started with $800.
There are a few issues I see here. One, 15% profit is not that good. I've only started 9 months ago and currently sit at 178,000 revenue with 29% profit. Two, you must buy products accounting for the fees up front. Buy products with a minimum 50% ROI. Three, stop trying to match low prices. The buy box rotates. Just need to be patient and let the dump price tankers sell out. I agree with some of this. And, again, it's going to depend on the business model. 15% is awesome profit margins for most people. That's really good. He's doing 29%. I don't know if he knows how to calculate profits correctly or if that's truly his numbers. It's interesting. That's amazing. I mean, everybody wants to run at 29% profits. That'd be awesome. But how's he doing it, It'd be curious to sit all of these people down in a group and really pick their brain.
Yes, because I have 29% profit, 115% profit on lots and lots of my inventory. But collectively, when you factor in the items that didn't sell and that you have money into those products, these are the things that some people don't look at. Okay, I hate this question. You get out of it what you put into it. Bust your tail, do the research, and make good decisions, and some not so good, and you will do well. There are many bumps in the road. You need to be okay with that, both emotionally and financially.
Yes, that is the truth. And we all try not to get emotional, but it happens. I mean, you get something back and, have a way to deal with that emotion as an entrepreneur because I don't think it's really explained when you're looking at books and you're looking at starting a company and writing a business plan and all of the, the finances and the dryness of doing a company. They don't tell you how emotional it's going to get.
Yes.
Since 2001, this has replaced 2 full-time incomes for us with an average of 20 hours of work a week total. I was in genetics biotech. She was an archaeologist. Archaeologist? Yeah. We make as in keep millions a year? No, but we made well above the average in 1/5 of the amount of time and effort using the platform.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Your turn.
Not taking profits yet. Started in September of 2017. Wow. Everything goes back into more products and supplies. Wow. For someone to have been doing this from 2017 and not taking any money yet, wow. I don't know if I could work that long for free.
Yeah, well, and I don't know if they're just doing a side hustle or if they're just, if you buy things from Alibaba and send them directly to Amazon, you're just spending time doing product research and managing emails. So
Yeah.
I don't know, is that like 2 hours a week or side
Yeah.
hustle? I don't know.
$1 million.
$1 million. So I don't know. I liked reading through all the comments and I
I do
liked
too.
that they were all over the place.
Yes. Well, and everyone has a different experience. Everyone has a different perspective.
Yes, yes. And my experience is going to be different than Tina's and it's going to be different than yours. In short, I have a degree in biology. I left a management position, etc. Do I make as much? No, I don't make as much. But I have my own schedule. I probably work the same amount of hours, to be honest. When I look at, when you're trolling Facebook and you're looking at these types of comments, does that count as work or not work? I don't know. Uh, but I do still enjoy the game and I'd rather work for myself. One thing that popped into my feeds recently is like bad management situations. And I read through some of those and I'm like, oh, I could totally relate to some of those terrible, terrible managers that I've had in the past. And it makes me just appreciate where I'm at with this. And I've been through shoulder surgery and my kitchen getting flooded and 3 years of online schooling. And that's not factored into probably anybody listening, that you're not going to have that same situation as me. So we all went through different things. COVID hit us all differently. All of the changes in Amazon over the years have affected us differently as well.
Mhm. I agree.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. I hope this gives you an idea and encourages you to kind of make your plan, make it for you, make it for you,
Yes,
and don't sit here and listen. I mean, listen to everybody else, but with a grain of salt.
yes.
They have something completely different than you and come from different backgrounds,
Yeah.
etc. So you do you. Take care and have an amazing day.